What's up, everyone? Shaquille Mahjoudi here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. She is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, defending that title against Kayla Harrison in the co-main event of UFC 316 on Saturday. Julianna Pena, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for doing this. It's always nice to catch up. Now, I am curious. I feel like, from the fan perspective, there's a lot of anticipation for this fight, especially compared maybe to your fight with Raquel Pennington. I'm curious what your enthusiasm level is for this fight compared to the Rocky one.
My anticipation is always the same. I'm going to get locked inside of a steel cage with another girl who's trying to take my head off of my shoulders, and I don't care if it's for a belt, not for a belt. There's somebody that is trying to seriously hurt me, and I take that very seriously. It's a very serious thing for me, and it's just another fight. It's just another chance to go out there and do what I love to do. So it's an opportunity that I do not take lightly. And I'm extremely grateful that I'm able to, continue to live my dream.
You can like Juliana Pena, you can not like Juliana Pena, but no one can ever accuse you of not doing your part to promote a fight. And I was looking back at one of the clips from the press conference that has over 1 million views on X of you sort of talking about Kayla being a weight bully and her struggles to make the bantamweight limit. Where did you get these bold mic skills from? Is it the WWE influence? Is this something you've always had ever since you were a kid? Like, what's the earliest memory of this, like, quick-witted, quippy Juliana Pena?
Probably stems from just being the baby of the family and squeaky wheel needing to get the grease and no one ever listening to me and just, having to jump up and down and scream, "Hey, I'm over here. Did you guys forget about me? Like, I'm alive, pay attention." No, just kidding. Everything that I said at that press conference was 110% true. And it's not something that I have to try hard at. It's just I'm speaking facts. And so when you just speak facts, it just comes naturally.
How many siblings do you have?
Three.
Oh, bro, I was a brat and I was an only child. I can't imagine having to fight for the attention with two other siblings.
I'm kidding. I didn't have to fight for attention, but I did have to fight, and they beat the crap out of me. And that's kind of where I was able to have this toughness instilled in me. It was from my family and my upbringing.
Okay, well, if we ever have a rematch, I think my money is on the UFC champ. So all good things come in time. Let me put very politely and respectfully, since you're talking about speak and truth, challenge you a little bit. You called Kayla a weight bully, but I am curious, what would you have Kayla Harrison do when there isn't a UFC championship at a heavier weight class for her to contend for?
Well, she was supposed to fight Chris Cyborg in February, and she ran to the promotion, the UFC, because she did not want to have that fight with Chris Cyborg. She was once in the media saying that she could never make 135, that it was absolutely impossible for her to make this weight class, and that she would never do it and it couldn't be done. And then once they said, "All right, you're fighting Chris Cyborg," she said, "Actually, I can make 135," and now she has. That opportunity in front of her on June 7th. She has to make 135.0. She does not get that pound allowance.
We just saw Macy Barber struggle with the flyweight limit. I don't know if concern is the right word, but what changes for you? What concerns, what curiosities do you have if Kayla fails to make 135?
Oh, that's negative. She's 110% going to make that weight 135.0. I have no doubt. She's a professional and she's been doing this for a very long time. So I absolutely believe and have the faith that she's going to make that weight.
I saw you do an interview, maybe it was with Bet Online, excuse me if I get that wrong, about why you might be such a big underdog in this fight. And you said that maybe your skills, your technical skills, aren't always the most refined on fight night, but the reason you win, the reason you're a two-time champion is because no one has the mindset that the Vixen does, the way you go in there and just fight a dogged fight and you break people. So I am curious, if you had to give me a prediction, when in the fight does Kayla Harrison break?
When she doesn't get her way, when you make her reset her grappling exchanges, when you have to constantly have her reset and try over again and over and over and over again, and she doesn't get her way, that is when she breaks.
Are you the type to give a prediction on the outcome, or we're just going to see how things play out?
I'm just predicting getting my hand raised. Maybe a submission is what I would like.
I saw a quote that you gave where you discussed Amanda Nunes, at least what you heard about Amanda's desire to fight Kayla. You said that she hates Kayla. Did you any more gossip you can share? Why does Amanda hate Kayla?
I think it was because Kayla was bragging about being able to beat Amanda during practice, and was saying that she was able to beat her up. And I think that when you saw me get my hand raised against Amanda the first time, Kayla was in that front row screaming all sorts of obscenities because she was so upset at the fact that I had beat Amanda, because then that was the fight that
Oh
she
yeah.
was anticipating. So I think that they have had their own bad blood between them as gym rivals for many, many years. And it was one of the reasons why Amanda left ATT.
I doubt that it bothers you, but I'm curious, what goes through your mind when there's so much attention on this potential Amanda Kayla fight? Like you said, it's something that's been sort of loosely teased for a while. Kayla's kind of the new thing. It's a fresh matchup. What goes through your mind when you see so many people talking about Kayla versus Amanda when, hey, the UFC champ's standing right here?
It's just another line of disrespect that has been thrown my way since I was on The Ultimate Fighter. No
Mm.
one ever wants to give me any credit. They've always, disrespected me and my fighting ability, and that's okay. I do not concern myself with that because I know that she has a gigantic test in front of her on June 7th, and that is when she gets locked inside that octagon. When that pin drops inside that octagon, she knows that she's going to have to face the toughest challenge that she's ever had to face.
Perfect segue, because I doubt it's the respect of those critics that you seek. But whose respect or approval does Juliana Pena strive most for? Is it her own? Is it her coaches? Is it her child's? Like,
It's God's. It's God's
mm,
approval. I'm a warrior for God. I do this because I have an unwavering faith in God, and He is my firm foundation. He is the thing that I lay all of my fears, my doubts, and my worries on. I know how fast this life is. Life is so fleeting. It's like you're a grain of sand in the Sahara Desert, and at the end of the day, none of this matters. None of it matters. It's all going to be gone, and I don't care about belts. I don't care about accolades. You can't carry it with you when you die. And so I'm just trying to be the best person that I can be. I'm trying to be the best mother that I can be, the best daughter, the best sister, and just hope that I set an example for my family and for other, little girls and little boys to look up to, that you can follow your dreams, that you can do these things that everybody thinks are impossible. When they say that you can't get something done, you just have that core belief in yourself that has been provided to me from my belief in God, and that's all you need. That's all you need. For me, my family's approval is something that has meant a lot to me, and I do this to carry the Pena Power name.
I have this T-shirt. It kind of looks like a preschool shirt, and it says E is for existential dread. And I distinctly remember, like, coming out of high school, early college, a lot of people kind of having that crossroads moment of trying to sort of figure out life for themselves. And I've seen you drop the Sahara Desert quote a couple times. I have a friend where I think we sort of deviated a lot. Is we both kind of came to this conclusion of a lot of this doesn't matter, and for him the response or the realization was, well, why try? And mine was, why not? If it doesn't matter, go for it, enjoy it. When did you have that sort of realization that, not to put so much pressure on yourself in that sense and just sort of enjoy the experience?
I think that when you are so focused on the outcome, and when you're solely focused on the outcome, that's kind of when things can start to, when the doom starts to set in. I am
Mm-hmm.
just trying to enjoy the process and enjoy the daily grind of doing the thing that sets my heart on fire. And mixed martial arts is the thing that has always set my heart on fire. It's what I've made my career doing, and I'm extremely passionate about that. If you do not take any risks in life, you will never get any amount of success. So for me, it's all about taking those risks and, doing the things that people think are impossible. If I can inspire one person, or if I can change one person's opinion as far as, being able to get that glory that they're searching for, then I've done my job.
A couple things as we wrap up here. Just one question about Amanda. You talked about how you never really believed in the retirement, how it was too soon. And hey, look, now she's possibly angling for a comeback. Ultimately, do you think the time Amanda took off will benefit her or hurt her as a competitor?
I think that I don't care. It's none of my business. My focus is 110% on Kayla Harrison, and any time that she's taken off or anything like that, she's going to have to contend with that. That's not my cross to bear.
I think it's nice that I think it always benefits a division when we can kind of look a few steps ahead as much as the task is on Kayla. Do you have any goals, ambitions beyond Kayla and possibly the trilogy? Is there anything else that you're looking forward to setting your sights on when that time comes?
Yes, I always want mixed martial arts to be a part of my life, whether it's commentating, whether it's coaching and giving back to the next generation, whether it's owning my own gym one day, or just being able to get on the mats with my daughter and teach her how to
Mm.
defend herself. Mixed martial arts is always going to be a part of my life, and that's kind of what I want for the rest of my life. Being in the entertainment industry is something that I have always envisioned for myself. And so maybe I'll be able to focus more on, maybe possibly the acting space or again, entertainment space like commentating or running a promotion or something like that. It's definitely going to be MMA focused.
Is there much of a desire to keep fighting after you beat Kayla and maybe Amanda? Like, are we talking about distant future when we're talking about commentating and stuff, or are we just gonna have to
I
see?
I think that for me, I'm gonna be that 60-year-old lady that's ready to put my gloves on and get locked inside that octagon and duke it out. So it doesn't matter. I am gonna be, when that atomic bomb goes off, that last little cockroach that stays alive and keeps scurrying across the ground. Like, I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna want to stop. I'm always gonna want to keep fighting. It's just who I am, and it's a part of my life in such a big way that it's not ever going to go away. That desire, that's why I want to enjoy every second now, because when it's gone, I know I'm going to miss it more than anything.
Well, Julianna, ahead of your fight against Kayla Harrison at UFC 316 on Saturday, if there's anything you want to tell the people, I'd love to give you the floor.
Thank you. No, I just hope that they buy that pay-per-view, they watch my fight on June 7th, and that's it. I got like 20 more interviews after this. I gotta go.